that there's an on-campus bus that I can take. It's so convenient.
I love the Student Services building. It provides counseling for CAPS. In addition to that, it provides extra time for students with learning disabilities who need extra time on their tests.
Man, what would I do without my advisors? They help me with my degree planner and find a major that's best suited for me.
Remember your first day of orientation, you were given string bags, pencils, papers, stickers, plush footballs, even a reusable straw with specific resources along with the Texas A&M logo on it. All of these things were given to us with hopes that we will contact these resources one day. Now, how many of y'all kept these? None, because they were in the trash a week later. They spend all this money making these items for us to remember them and contact them. They want us to ask for help. That's what they're there for. Sometimes we wait till the last minute and it is too late. Our group has come together to talk about how we must use these resources as well as how they benefit any Texas A&M student. First stop on our educational field trip is Anthony, talking about transportation.
A&M offers a lot of different resources for students to utilize. One of the most commonly used resources here at A&M is the transportation services. However, although it is the most commonly used service, not many people know about all the different services that this one provides. And that's what I'm here to talk about today. One of the most commonly used services from transportation services is the Spirit buses or Aggie buses. Now, these buses, you'll notice some around both on and off campus. They're the big white and maroon buses that drive around everywhere. Now, here are a list of all the on-campus buses, and also to the right, you'll see all the different routes in the areas that they'll go through. These buses run on a tight 10-minute schedule, which means every single stop that they have for these buses, one of these buses will come every 10 minutes. This is very similar for all the off-campus buses as well. However, these off-campus buses mainly only go to the areas with high student concentration, mainly student housing. One important thing to note about these buses is that there's also one bus that I know of, bus number 27 Ring Dance, which will also have a stop next to the HEB off of Texas Avenue in Holloman. These buses also run on a rough 10 to 15-minute schedule, however, that can change depending on how bad traffic is off campus. If you want to know which bus goes to your area or when that bus will arrive, there is a website here that you can go to that will have an interactive map after each bus's schedule. As you can see here in this image, this website will list all the different buses, their bus numbers, and if you click on them, they'll show you its route and all the stops and when that bus should arrive at that stop. All this information can also be found on A&M's Aggie Spirit app. This app is both Android and iOS compatible, and this will have all the information that the website also has. The next most commonly used resource from transportation services is A&M's parking services. Now, most people will know that A&M's parking service comes with permits. Here is a list of all the permits that you can buy during the summer before a given school year. Now, this image also shows you all the ongoing rates for those permits and also the future projected pricing of those permits. Now, one important thing to note about these permits is that these do sell out quickly. Most people reserve it not in the summer, but the preceding school year. Another thing to note is that if there are any leftover permits during the school year, which there are likely not, these prices will change depending on how much of the school year we have left. So say the most commonly one is the night pass, which is usually left over. The going rate right now is $140. However, since this semester has nearly almost passed, the pricing will most likely be cut in half if there's any left over for next semester. If you cannot get your hands on a parking permit, there is also visitor parking. Here is the going rates for hourly visitor parking. One important thing to note about these rates is that after 6 p.m., all the pricing is cut in half. And it's also important to note that there is a max daily rate of $15 per entry, which means the school will not make you pay more than $15 if you go over the 4 hours that they have listed here. However, there is also a $40 fee if you lose your parking ticket that you get from the visitor lots. And if there is any more, there is a lot more information that you can gain from the Transportation Services website for parking. This website is also where you can purchase your permits and pay citations if you end up parking on campus without a permit. This will also show you the real-time garage availability, as well as any kind of event parking information. Now, this is one of the least common known services that the transportation services offer, and that's the VO bike share. Now, we all have seen these bikes around campus. As you see in these images, they're the blue bikes. They also do have some black scooters. All of these bikes are free to use, not just for people at A&M, but for anyone that has the VO Bike app. These bikes are all rentable through that app, and they're located all throughout campus. All you have to do is scan a QR code that is on the handles, and then bike to wherever you need, and then you could scan the QR again and end your rental. These are the two types of bikes that we currently have on A&M campus. The one on the left is less of a bike and more of a motorized scooter. And the one on the right is the more commonly one found around campus, and that is just a regular bike. Here are the going VO rates currently. As you can see, the pedal bikes are the cheapest, where the throttle assistant bikes are the most expensive, especially since they are charge you 25 cents per minute you're riding them. And that is all that the transportation services has to offer. And so now we will be moving on to Sutton, and he will talk to you about the CAPS, the mental health services.
Another one of the resources on campus that is not taken advantage of by every student, but very much should be, is the CAPS program. And that stands for Counseling and Psychological Services. Basically, their mission is to be an outlet looking to support student learning, development, improve mental health, and promote healthy habits. Now, that can fall under any category, but as an Aggie, we all stand together, we're all here for each other, we're a support system. And that is what this program aims to do. It is located in the Student Services Building on the 4th floor on campus. There's an online student portal, and basically throughout that portal, you can schedule meetings. It shows the different workshop schedules and the other resources, and basically overall what they offer. And that is pictured here on the screen. One of the resources that they offer is the workshops, and I'm going to be talking about the workshops that happened in fall of 22. And basically there are single sessions and also 2-session series that can happen throughout this program. And an example of some of the 2-session series would be Accepting Emotions, Anxiety Toolbox, Getting Unstuck, Healthy Relationships, and Overcoming Perfectionism. Some of these single sessions include The Art of Coping, Imposter Phenomenon, Interest-Based Career Assessment, Personality-Based Career Assessment, Understanding Worthiness, and they also have major-specific workshops, and the ones that are mentioned on the website are mainly for engineering students and grad students, although it is open to all majors. Now, there are also mental health and wellness apps, and here are examples with links to each of those, but there's the My SSP on the TAMU website, and basically it's an on-demand mental health support, including professional counseling by phone or chat, mental health assessments, self-care resources, foreign language capabilities, and access to virtual fitness sessions. Now, there is also a COVID coach, as many students were affected by COVID in many different ways. It's free, secure, and helps connect you to important resources for coping and adapting during the COVID-19 pandemic and what has come after. There's also an insight timer, and it's guided meditations and talks led by some of the top experts on meditation and mindfulness, different neuroscientists, psychologists, and other teachers as well. There's also something called Mind Shift, and that's to gain insight into the basic skills to manage symptoms of anxiety, as even though a lot of people aren't diagnosed with anxiety, it is very stressful being a college student and being under that schedule. So this helps with that. There's also the UCLA mindful practice, which is mentioned on their official website. And practice mindfulness meditation anywhere, basically anytime, and it is guided by the UCLA Mindful Awareness Research Center. Sanvelo is an app that I've actually used myself, and it's clinically proven techniques based on cognitive behavioral therapy for dealing with stress, anxiety, depression, whatever you're really going through at that time. And I found it very helpful with my stress, with my work and school schedule combined. There's also What's Up. It's a free app that uses cognitive behavioral therapy and acceptance commitment therapy methods to help you cope with depression, anxiety, stress, other things along those lines. And all this information is also from the CAPS website, official by TAMU. They have even more resources which can be used just online. And these are the videos that are posted by the Texas A&M Counseling and Psychological Service YouTube. Here is pictured on the side, and it's full of lots of resourceful videos that include different grounding techniques, deep breathing, mindfulness meditation, suicide awareness, workshop recaps if you were unable to make it on those dates, and resource tutorials if you don't know how to use the website. Now here are the counselors which are given on the CAPS website as well. And they have a very large staff. This is just pictured of just 2 lines of their clinical staff, but the clinical staff includes different licensed psychologists, directors, counselors. There's also embedded counselors, trainees, the support staff, and graduate assistants that will all be there to help you whenever you need it. Now, some more resources that are listed on the CAPS website. They offer non-emergency helplines as well as emergency helplines, and the emergency helplines are pictured here. There are many common concerns, and they give links of how you can help yourself immediately now if you don't want to call a number. And those common concerns include anxiety, career exploration, conquering exams, depression, gratitude, grief, healthy lifestyle, journal writing, different motivations, meditation, building relationships, self-compassion, even problems with sleep. So even if a student feels that they don't need counseling, this office is there to help these students in any way possible, anything they may be going through. Now, here are the references where I gathered this information from.
At the end of the day, we come to college to continue our education beyond high school, and the transition can be really difficult, and coursework is totally different. Instead of the 4 basic courses that we are used to, like math, science, history, and English, we are taking classes specific to what we want to major in and what we want to do for our future career and learn more about. While the college experience outside of school is a major factor in our happiness, academics is the most important aspect of the college experience and what we are all here for. Whether you're a business major taking those finance courses, a STEM major taking plant pathology and chemical engineering, or a history major writing papers over the most influential leader of the past. We are here at college to make sure we perfect our skills and knowledge on what will help us in whatever pathway we choose. But what happens when it's just too much? The reality of college is that we miss assignments. We decide halfway through the semester a class doesn't fit us and we won't pass, no matter how hard we try. And although we may feel a bit of personal shame about it, we Q drop classes, and all of that is okay. To shed some light on myself, I transferred here in the middle of COVID from a different, smaller college where the classes were all about 20 to 40 people max and in person. When I transferred, classes were all online and the class size changed from 50 to 100 people. It was a big transition and I really struggled with the online format. I thought I should have stayed at the other school. This coursework is not for me, and I can't learn this way. And it wasn't until I was really struggling in half of all my classes where I realized I needed to reach out for some kind of guidance. That's when I turned to my academic advisor. I found that talking to my academic advisor was key in helping me navigate my coursework. I emailed her almost every week with questions I had, planned my schedule several times over in her office, and ultimately, she guided me to partake in the resources on campus that would help me. I want to introduce you to a few that you might have forgot about since freshman orientation. First, there's the Math Learning Center. This department helps students that are struggling in math class, like business math, statistics, and even the harder ones like quantitative reasoning. I know math is not everyone's strong suit, so to get additional help in tutoring, you can turn to them to help you. Or are you in more classes that require papers and essays? Look into the University Writing Center. They can help you with anything and everything when it comes to writing, outlining, and presenting. If you're in the science department, they can help you with scientific research papers and lab reports. Are you creating a presentation? They can show you how to deliver an effective presentation and overcome stage fright. Or do you simply need help writing a paper for that English class? They can totally help you with that, and with the grammar you may not be the best at. What I found most helpful from the University Writing Center is that they can help you with resumes. Applying to jobs is hard enough, and worrying that your resume is not good enough is at the forefront of every college student's mind. Turning to someone like the University Writing Center helps you ease those questions and realize you shouldn't just use Google to find a synonym for hard worker. Speaking of jobs, you can also turn to Hire Aggies in the Career Center. They will help you find jobs in the industry you're most passionate about. They offer career fairs for your major, offer workshops, help you connect with former students and employers, and possibly even get you an internship. Ultimately, they can help you take that first step into the working world when it comes to your after college career. But to make sure that you are set up for that career, you have to graduate. And to graduate, you need to study. The best place to get this done is the libraries on campus. Don't get me wrong, I love sitting in my own room and working on assignments from the comfort of my bed. This can lead to procrastination, getting tired, and ultimately prioritizing other things going on in your life than assignments that you have at hand. While it may seem like an obvious answer, go to the libraries. Utilize this resource in this environment. It can help you motivate to really focus on your coursework and provide you with new learning opportunities. Grab a study room and study for group projects in there. Take advantage of the library database available for A&M students. Did the Wi-Fi go out at the local coffee shop and you need internet access? Don't be afraid to try out the computers offered around campus in the open access labs. These resources are here for us to use. These resources are here for us to use and waiting for us to use them. You don't want to wait till your senior year and say, I wish I would have known about this sooner. Introduce yourself to your advisor and ask them all the questions you've been wondering for the past couple months. Send your resume to the University Writing Center and reach out for supplemental instructions in the tutoring you need. Taking the reins on your college journey will empower you to be the academic weapon you are and help you excel at this university.
All things considered, we must utilize these resources from transportation to academic resources like advisors, the university writing workshop, or even the libraries. Don't wait until you're a senior to realize that there's a Hire Aggies team that can look at your resume. Alongside academic resources, there are the mental health resources, such as the CAPS program, that offers students counseling and psychological services. A lot of these resources are not utilized until we absolutely need them or until it's too late. But we are encouraging people to act early and be prepared for your future at Texas A&M University. Thank you.